tubers. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your Stuttering Tech Drew, back with another video, and today I'm taking a look at the PowerCast M300 USB microphone from Anker. Now I believe this is Anker's entry into the microphone space, and that is due because I couldn't find any microphones up on their website, not even the M300. Now, it's a very affordable microphone, only costing $50. I'll leave a link down in the description. Now this microphone has 24-bit audio, 96 kilohertz sampling, a focused cardioid pickup pattern, 23 RGB lighting effects, headphone monitoring, and it's plug and play, no software needed. Just plug it in and you're ready to go. Windows, Mac, and it should just work right off the bat with no extra software or drivers needed. Now this microphone is very light with the entire thing, with the base weighing 14 ounces. Without the base, it's 7.6 ounces, and if you remove the stem, or I call it the arm or the stem, it comes in at 5.6 ounces. So a very light plastic microphone. So because the only metal on this microphone is that arm, everything else is just all plastic, including the base. It's just made of completely of all plastic. Even the mount where you screw it on the base is made of plastic. So there's no metal found here on the microphone. Now, there's only two buttons on this microphone, and one of them is the one on the side that is used to control the microphone gain, headphone volume, and also to mute the microphone. And then on the bottom we have our RBG button to cycle, to turn the RBG on off, or to cycle through the 23 different options for the LEDs. There's also LEDs around the USB-C port and the headphone port. By default, the knob for the is in microphone gain, so turning it up and down will increase or decrease the gain. To control your headphone volume, you have to press and hold on the knob until it turns green, and then you will be able to control your volume. But that not just the headphone volume, whatever output source your computer has, it will also be able to control that. So if you have your headphones set, if you have the headphone set to the microphone, then it will control the headphone volume. But if you have it set to your computer speaker or some other speaker that's connected to your computer, it will control the volume of that device. But it only lasts a few seconds. After a few seconds of inactivity, it will automatically switch back to microphone gain. So that can be a problem, but for myself, it's not a big deal. Well, I already set everything up before I start to record. To mute the microphone, press the knob and it will turn the middle LED red, signifying that you are muted, and do once again to unmute. The RBG button only controls the LEDs on the bottom of the microphone. So to turn the LEDs on or off, you want to hold on the RBG button for a couple of seconds until the LEDs turn off, and the same to turn it back on. But it only affects the bottom LED lights, not the ones in the center. So you can cycle through, as I said, 23 different effects by just pressing the button to cycle through the different effects until you get the one that you want. Now, I wish there was a software here to control that, because you're talking about 23 different options, and you have to. It's a tedious thing to me, and I think there should have been some kind of a software. The one great thing about the LED, like whichever one you pick and set it at and leave it there, even if you unplug the microphone, once you plug it back in, it will have that setting. You know, in my opinion, the audio quality sounds great. Although I do get some kind of a electronic hiss, it's not the fault of the microphone. I think it's my MacBook Air that I'm using, because when I tested it out with Windows, it didn't have that feedback, that hiss in the audio. And any microphone that I use with my MacBook Pro, or the Pro or the Air, I do notice that it has that hiss, whether it's the Blue Yeti, the Fifine, even if I use a external mixing board, I notice on the Mac it seems to have that hiss in the audio. I love how my voice sounds being this close to the microphone. And I have it at an angle, because if I talk directly into the microphone, you will get a lot of pops, and especially I'm a fat guy, so I do breathe heavily, and that's because of a sinus infection that I do have. I breathe through one nostril only for like the last 15 years. So if I face the microphone, you're gonna hear all my breathing. You're gonna hear a lot of pops in the microphone, and that's because of that issue that I do have. It makes me breathe very heavily. This microphone is also great at rejecting noise from different angles. So if I move away and talk to the side, the audio should sound like I'm a bit farther away. It sounds like I'm farther away. Any side that I am, that is not in front of the microphone, I notice that it does its best to reject those kind of noises. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my old keyboard, because I don't actually use keyboard. I just type on the MacBook keyboard. So I'm just going to get an old keyboard that I don't even use and do some typing, smashing on the keyboard, so you guys can hear how that sounds. So now I have the microphone on its included bass, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same test of smashing on the keyboard keys and talking to see how it sounds, well it does to reject the keyboard strokes as you are talking. Or like I said, in this position, I think it's the best way that you can use this in a conference call for like your Zoom or whatever. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So you could be gaming, you could be streaming, and it should do a good job. Now I'm going to look over at my OBS to see what the levels are as I'm typing on this and not speaking. So again, I think it's doing a good job. Not as good as when I have it on the boom arm right here, but it does a pretty good job. Now the levels are much louder while it's on the desk. And I don't know how it's actually rejecting sounds with the bass or rejecting the vibrations, because I did have it on a shock mount on the arm. And so because my desk is very shaky and anything I do usually gets into my microphone, so that's why I put it on the shock mount. Now, this way on the bass, it's much closer to the microphone, so I think that's why I saw the increase in the levels in the OBS, but it wasn't that drastic compared to it being on the arm. But the only way I would know is when I'm editing this in post, how well this bass is doing to reject. And the bass does have a rubber bottom, is rubberized to keep it from slipping and going anywhere. But I hope it does do some kind of it does absorb some of that vibration and that you get off of your desk. And yeah, so I think it sounds good in my opinion. This is a very good microphone for the price of $50. I think Anker has a good one. They have made a good microphone, and I think this will be the ideal way to use this microphone, especially if you're going to do a talking headshot. And this is how I will primarily use this microphone if I'm doing a talking headshot or I'm on a Zoom call or something like that. I can just keep the mic out of the way and have it just focus on me, on my face, and I think it'll be just a great sounding audio. And I did have to turn the gain up a bit because of the farther distance away that it is from my face, like compared to when it's on the arm. And as I said again, it's a very great microphone for the price. I'm your Stuttering Tech Drew. Once again, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification icon and enable all to be notified when I upload new content. And until next time, peace out. Oh, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Out.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say